If you're trying to win your league, you need to get the 2025 JHEN Fantasy Draft Playbook. Now, this playbook is loaded with information on how to win your league, including tiered rankings by positions, position-specific strategy, go over fades, sleepers, breakouts, and even things like coaching changes or fantasy playoff schedules. And the reason why this guide exists is to help you win your league. And there's a lot of draft guides that give you information, but it's not geared to helping you win your league. What you need is a guide that can help you build a winner. And that's what the draft playbook is here for. The JHEN Fantasy Draft Playbook. Get yours today. What's good, y'all? What's good? Your boy Justin Henry here, live Justin Henry Show, baby. Another one here. We're going to be doing just Q&A, straight up Q&A tonight. I will do a mock draft as well. Let me know what spot you guys want me to draft from, and if there's any strategies you want me to try. I'm more than down to do something like that tonight. So just keep me posted, y'all. We're going to have some fun. I got about 45. I got a whole lot of time, but I want to make sure I get to whatever questions y'all got. What's going on, Justin? I'm gonna open up TikTok tonight too, so hopefully it ain't too crazy, but I'm going to open up TikTok tonight, too. That's what I was trying to do when y'all caught me off guard. If y'all haven't got the draft guide, make sure to go get the draft guide on JHEN Fantasy. I should be updating the rankings tonight. If you're looking for updated rankings tonight and then updated draft guide tomorrow. That's my goal. That is my goal. What's going on, Justin? What do you think about my team in a 12-team league? Baker Mixon. Shit. Goddamn. Spilling drinks. Trying to go live and spilling water. Spilling water. Goddamn. See, all these rate my teams. This is what happens when we got to do rate my team, man. Got me all flustered now. Fuck. God damn it. Spilling water. Spilling water. Yo, it's hella water, too. Damn. God damn, I got all over the place. All right, I get all of that. I get all the water. Sheesh. Spilling water. God damn. That shit went all over the place. Quick intermission. God damn. All right. We back. Damn, your boy's spilling water. Spilling water. Trying to go live on TikTok. Spill the water. God damn. Sheesh. Normally I got my setup nice and tight. Not tonight though, bro. That's what happens when we do the late night stream, man. Some weird shit start happening. Spilling the goddamn water. All right, so to answer this question, this is a good team. I like it. I like the setup. Pretty good team, 12-team league, top heavy. Jane, if you're doing more mock things, do some earlier picks and go two running back or two receiver first. That squad I said earlier, would you do Adams and Gibbs for Amon-Ra and Brees? I feel like it's a pretty even deal. Upside's probably like on the Gibbs side just because of the player, but it's a pretty clean deal. Damn, I'm hella mad I spilled all that water, bro. What's good, JHEN? Thoughts on the draft strategy from the 5 spot? I think you can get best of the available 6 that's left, and then I think it gets kind of tough in the second round because you got to start to pick out what do you want. Unless Jonathan Taylor falls to you, AJ Brown falls to you, you kind of got to start to pick who do you want out of that next group. So I would say the 5 spot's a little difficult this year. Who you got? Jacobs, Taylor, Puka, Amon-Ra? What do you mean? I don't understand this. Who you got, Jacobs and Taylor or Puka and Amon-Ra? Give me the receivers, both the receivers, over the running backs, if that's how we're doing it. I think there's higher upside on the receivers, but that's PPR, not half-point PPR. Is it 2 receivers and 2 running backs? Let me know. That's kind of I don't know how to answer that question. What's good, JHEN? Rate the team. We in rate the team season. Rate the team season. Damn. All right. Fantasy app session. 10-man team, Jaden Daniels, Henry, Kamara, Walker, Kenneth Walker, Malik Neighbors, BT. Oh, you did good, bro. You did good. You only start 2 receivers. Pickens and Diggs there. Tank, is that Tank Bigsby? Better be Tank Bigsby, not Tank Dell. I think it's a good team. Good squad. Can you drop the link, become a member? I dropped it in the chat. I'm actually going to load up this mock draft here very soon. With the Mecca, Ibuka stock rising, with the McMillan injury, what round should I take him? I think he's still I think he's just like inside around that top 30-ish range. So if you're looking for just pure upside, like say you're in a 2-receiver league, get him as your upside play a little bit earlier. If you're in a 3-receiver league with a flex, I might want to get like somebody. I think he has really good value. It's just, does Chris Godwin come back? That would be the only thing that really complicates it. I think he has all the upside in the world. Put it that way. I think he could be a top 24 receiver. It's just right now his value starting to get up into that like round 6 where you got to take it there. What's good? Ted McMillan dealing with a hamstring injury. It's not thought to be serious, but I just want to talk about it though. It's not thought to be serious. What up, TikTok? Teddy, what's good, bro? What's good? Clam my oyster. That's crazy. What up? What up? What up? Should I trade Puka for JHEN and Caleb Johnson? Nah, just keep Puka, bro. I think for JHEN, it's good. You don't really need Caleb Johnson. If you're just looking for help at running back, that's not a bad deal. There's some cases I'd rather have JHEN than Puka. I just don't really. I think Caleb's actually the part of this deal where I don't like it. I'm like, shit. It's not a bad deal. I think it's not a bad deal. In an 8-team league, though, you're kind of giving up like one of your bench spots. Caleb Johnson might be on waivers, right? You might end up dropping him. Just be careful with that. Just trade up to the 101 thoughts. Go get Bijan. You like Bill? I think Bill's cool. He's going a little early right now. I'd want to see Brian Robinson traded before I commit to drafting him. JHEN injury concerns me. Yeah, but let's see what it looks like next week. They said it's a preventative thing more so than like they need to be worried about it. Just subscribe. Hope all is going well. Trey, appreciate you. Newer to fantasy, can you grade my first big trade? Gave up Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Derrick Henry. You got Josh Allen, Wash, CD, upgrade, Tony Pollard. I like the Josh Allen CD side a little bit better, slightly. You get the 2 names, especially if it's a smaller league, if it's a 10-team league. Sometimes getting the names, the heavy power, the outliers is a little bit more important. I would say it's a pretty clean deal. One side's value, the other side you're getting the heavy hitters. You like Emeka Egbuka? Yes. How bad is Ted's injury? I wouldn't be overly concerned about it. Dealing with the hamstring, Dave Canales said it's more preventative than anything. More preventative than anything. You said 8-man, yeah. I think it's a good 8-man team, or I think this is a solid trade. You get the outliers. In the smaller leagues, go get the outliers. Because everybody, you got a lot of like, Derrick Henry, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts. None of those guys are like 25-point threats, whereas Josh Allen and CD, well, Jalen Hurts is. But Josh Allen and CD are like a kind of a different tier of that. I could trade JHEN and receive Bucky and Braylon. Do I do it? I would keep JHEN, but it's pretty clean deal. Pretty clean deal. I would keep JHEN though. Bill's trade value got offered a dynasty third. David, what's up? A dynasty third? I got Mixon in the 8th. As far as Mixon, I do think Mixon is a value right now. I do think Mixon's a value right now. Whether he's a risky value, though. He's risky because there's a chance he misses 4 to 6 games. There's a chance he missed the whole season, according to some. So I feel like he's a good value, not a great value. You like RJ Harvey? No, I'm cool with RJ Harvey. He's a second-half guy for me. Second-half guy. What do you think of my squad? Dak, Kamara, Harvey, Nico, BTJ, Hawkinson, and JSN. I think it's a good squad upside-wise. You got Olave, Judkins. You need running back, though. You need Harvey to hit. If Harvey doesn't hit, you're going to have problems. You got Ibuka there. I think if I were you, I'd be looking to package up Ibuka and Harvey and go and get like a stud running back. Or you could see how it plays out the first couple weeks. Thoughts on trading JSN for Hampton? I'd rather have JSN in PPR. What do you think about Devon changes JHEN's injury? I think he's good. I wouldn't overly panic. Appreciate everybody who followed, who subbed right now during the live stream. I'm going to be doing a mock draft strategy-wise here very soon. in the next couple minutes. I'm going to be doing a strategy session. Is there any pick that you guys want me to go over? Like, what's the hardest pick for you guys? I'm going to go over that in like about a 10-minute span and just talk about the picks. I won't answer a whole lot of questions. Spot 10, pick 6, pick 2. Fourth pick, we feeling Gibbs, CD, or Saquon. I got Gibbs up there. Running backs are Omarion, Hampton, and Chase Brown. How high are you? I'm not as high as everybody else on those two. Pick 2, I feel like pick 2 is probably the one I see the most. Pick 9, pick 2, pick 12. Pick 2, let's do pick 12. Pick 12. Now, do you guys want to see it with Jamar Chase or with Bijan? Do you guys want to see it with Jamar Chase or with Bijan? That's the big question. Is triple RB for peak 2 bad? I don't think it's bad. I think it just depends on what running backs you get. Gibbs, Bijan. We can go Bijan. We'll go Bijan. Let me get that all fired up. Jorge, what's good? If you guys want to see the live draft, it's on JHEN Fantasy YouTube page. You can see exactly what I'm doing. I'll talk it out for right now, though. I'll talk it out. But I'm not going to answer a whole lot of questions just so I can get through clean. Can you do ESPN mock? ESPN mocks are trash. I'm not going to lie to you. You can't create your own. That's the one thing I would say about ESPN that they got to change is like, if I'm going to do a mock draft, I should be able to make it on demand. I don't have to wait 10 minutes to do a mock draft. Doesn't make sense. Is JHEN hurt bad? So JHEN's injury, supposedly this is a preventative thing. They're keeping him out this week. But there's been a lot of injury doctors that says there's a high chance of re-injury with JHEN. So it's a little bit of a risk right now. A little bit of a risk. All right, I'm going to take the 2 spot. I'm going to take Bijan. We're about to load this draft up right now. If you're here for the first time, chill out with me for a second and see if you vibe with how I draft. Because and like I said, if you want to see the whole thing, it's on the YouTube page, JHEN Fantasy. JHEN Fantasy. We live right now. Why is JMO so high and Sutton a couple tiers lower? Because I think he has way more upside. Just got done from a workout. Let's go. You keep Derrick Henry or Josh Allen in the keeper league with only one quarterback. Keep Henry in the first or Allen in the third. You can't do better than either of those. I would keep Allen in the third and hope Derrick Henry fell back to me. Just got done from a workout. Let's go. Who'd you recommend? Pick 7 in a 10-man PPR league. Pick 7, 10-man PPR league. Best available. I like Brian Thomas there. I like just taking the upside. A lot of people like CMC or Nico for safety. I think you can take Brian Thomas, get the upside, and come back with the floor. Like Derrick Henry will probably be there. Malik, Nico, Puka, one of those guys will be there. Drake London, A.J. Brown. Like there's a lot of safety at the top. I like going for the upside there and letting the safety come back to me in that next round. Opinion on K9. Literally just dropped a video on K9 on the YouTube page, but he has a little bit more risk than I want, especially with the way Charbonnet's playing right now. All right, I'm going to go 2 pick right now in a 12-team PPR league. Somebody asked for double running back, so I'm going to try to take 2 running back and let y'all know how I do, all right? And then it should last about 5-10 minutes. If you got time to watch, like I said, watch it, and then I'm not going to be answering questions. I'll come back afterward and answer some more questions. All right, draft is started, and at the one spot, this sleeper mock is crazy. It took Justin Jefferson instead of Jamar Chase, which is wild. But I'm going to pretend as Jamar Chase. I'm taking Bijan Robinson here. And I talked about it. Bijan Robinson as a running back has more upside than Jamar Chase does as a receiver. If he can hit like that 25-point threshold, like Jamar Chase in his year last year hit 23.7 fantasy points. I think Bijan with more receiving work, more red zone work, is going to have the capability of hitting at least 25 points per game. So the running backs I typically like here, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, neither of them fell to me. Chase Brown is one I can take right here. Kyron Williams is another one. I'm going to go Kyron right here. I do like it. And for me, that just gives me a little bit more upside and wiggle room. I got floor and floor. So now with all of these receivers that come after Brian Thomas and A.J. Brown, these are like high upside options. And they also have risk. So for me, if I get Kyron as opposed to like a Bucky or Chase Brown, which to me are just a little bit more risky than Kyron, a little bit, like kind of Breece Hall is a little bit risky. I can build that nice safe floor. Typically, I don't got to take Kyron right here. You could take somebody else. But for the purpose of this exercise, running back, I went with Kyron. And then receiver-wise, I'm going to go T. Higgins to start playing a little bit more with the upside. Here. So as I'm going through now, I know, okay, most of the good running backs are going to be gone. I've already got my 2. I'm going to try to load up at receiver. Only way I wouldn't is if a quarterback or a tight end that shouldn't be in this range fell to me. But in this draft, all of them went. McBride, Bowers, and Kittle all went. I'm not going to reach on TJ Hawkinson here because of ADP. And then at quarterback, the top 5 quarterbacks went: Lamar, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. So for me, I'm going to continue to pound the receiver position, even with the flex. I'm going to pound the receiver position. Rashee Rice is intriguing. I'm not going to take him here, though. I'm going to go with Xavier Worthy, continue the upside trend, and hope that Devontae Smith, who's a little safer, George Pickens, who's a little bit safer, one of those 2 fall for me. I'm going to get the ultimate upside play with Xavier Worthy in case something happens with Rashee Rice's suspension. And then so Devontae Smith fell to me. I think I'm going to go Devontae Smith here for the floor. Another pick I really like here is Jameson Williams. I also like George Pickens, Jalen Waddle, and Calvin Ridley. But I'm going to go Devontae Smith, who's in a really consistent role here, balance out with some of the risk I just took with the picks earlier. So right now I have Bijan Robinson. I got Kyron Williams. Feel good about the running backs. I also have T. Higgins, Xavier Worthy, and Devontae Smith here at the 2nd spot. So I've addressed the starting receivers and running back. I haven't addressed my flex yet. I might address the flex if the talent is there. Hawkinson and Kelsey are gone, so I'm not taking a tight end. And obviously, single QB, I'm kind of waiting on quarterback. Bo Nix, Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert are the top available, with Brock, Dak, Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Justin Fields, all available. I'm not going quarterback for a while. Now, at the running back position, I think this is a good time to get one more running back so I can just fully address the receiver position. The only thing is the person in front of me has 2 running backs. So I'm kind of watching the board here. Do I need to take a running back, or do I get the receiver that I want just in case this guy does receiver and quarterback, which should happen? So I'm going to look at the receivers. Jalen Waddle is here, who I really like, and I think as a 4th receiver, as a flex, there's hella upside there. And he's a little bit different to me than like a Jerry Jeudy or Chris Olave. I'm going to grab Jalen Waddle and hope that one of these running backs, either Mixon or Pollard, lasts to me in the next round. So I took Waddle, Mixon went, Bo Nix went. I'm going to take Tony Pollard here. And I feel really good about this setup right now. Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams. I have addressed the running back position. The receivers have some good upside in floor to balance it out. So I feel really good about how this is stacking up. Now I'm looking, okay, can I get the tight end that I want? Can I get a quarterback that I like here in the next 3 rounds? So right now, I feel like this is a good time for me. I look at the tight ends. The one I'll take here, if he's available and he's not, would have been Tyler Warren. I really like the upside with Tyler Warren. Jonu's going a little crazy for me. I'm not really taking Colson Loveland right now. I'll probably get Kincaid or Tucker Kraft here on the wraparound. So that means I need to go quarterback if I'm looking there. The quarterbacks that are left: Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Stroud, Jordan Love. So I'm going to go with, let's see, in the receivers here, Matthew Golden is still here. Emeka Egbuka is still here. Let's go to Buka. Let's go to Emeka Egbuka right here, get a little bit more upside. And now I can still get the quarterback that I want. I'm going to get Brock Purdy right now, take a chance on him. So the team right now is Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams, T. Higgins, Worthy, Smith, Waddle, with Tony Pollard, Egbuka, or insert any like upside receiver here, and then Brock Purdy. Another receiver that probably is going to be available to me in sleeper, which it shouldn't be, is Michael Pittman. He just went right there. But I'm kind of looking for like upside there. Down here, I'm looking for who can massively outplay their ADP. Brandon Ayuk's a player. I got a mini stack now with Brock Purdy. I'm going to put him on the IR spot. And then at my last pick, I'm going to go with my tight end. I'm going to pick, obviously the other tight ends win. I'm going to go with Dallas Goedert here over Jake Ferguson. I really like Dallas Goedert. He was a guy we were taking as a top 7 tight end, going a lot later in drafts. So from the 2 spot, tell me how you guys rate this team. Rate this team out of 10. This is against bots, so it is what it is, but just rate the team out of 10. It's Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams, T. Higgins, Xavier Worthy, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Tony Pollard, Emeka Egbuka, Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, and Dallas Goedert. Rate the team out of 10. Rate the team out of 10. Rate the team out of 10. 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 0 out of 10. TikTok is full of haters, bro. 7, 6. What don't you like about the team? That's the big question. What don't you like about the team? How y'all feeling, YouTube? YouTube, a 10. I like that. 10, a cool 7. Okay. What don't you like about the team? 100 out of a 10. A 9. Tell me what you don't like about the team, because the receivers are iffy. Xavier Worthy, Smith, and Kyron are all. What's iffy about Kyron? What's iffy about Kyron? 7 for me. Team 9 looks solid. CeeDee Lamb, Pickens. You got both Dallas receivers. Caleb Johnson's your RB3. You don't have a wide receiver 4. This is a 3-receiver league. Y'all know that, right? 3 receivers and a flex. Wide receivers iffy. I'm not mad at that. Who's your quarterback? Brock Purdy. Yeah, I went with Kyron in a second because this person asked for double running back to start the draft, and Jacobs and Taylor were already gone. That's why. Otherwise, I would have went with the receiver there. Mid quarterback. Hey, to me, I'm like, I got elite upside, and I've already got I think this team to me isn't as bad safety-wise as you guys think. Like floor-wise, Bijan and Kyron's a very safe 1,110 to me. I like Ladd more than T, but that's it. That's fine. But for me, you got Waddle as your 4. You got Devontae as your 3. Emeka Egbuka down there for everybody who loves him. To me, this is solid. This is solid like 8.5 to me. Personally. I think it's like a solid 8.5, depending on the depth at the position. All right. Chase Brown or Josh Jacobs? I got Josh Jacobs. What platform good to join a paid league? Anyone? Yahoo has some where you can at least join the league. If you're looking for higher stakes, NFFC is another one I've seen. Can we get a big board list on the draft guide update? There should be one in the last draft guide update. There was a big board list. What do you think about Cam Little? I don't do kickers. How high are you taking Ibuka with the McMillan news? Probably like up here, like right around Jerry Jeudy, Olave, Addison. That's the range. Why is JMO so high? I answered that one already. 4th pick, we feeling Jetta, CD, or Saquon. I answered that one already. Could you do a 10-man mock? I could do a 10-man mock. I can do a 10-man. Genty or Henry in PPR? I'm still going Derrick Henry. David Njoku? I like David Njoku. Thoughts on JT's value with Daniel Jones? Similar value, probably more touchdowns. Probably harder for him to have the pop plays. With A-Rich, things open up. I'll do a 10-man mock. What position you guys want me to do a 10-man mock from? Thoughts on Breece Hall? I'm not worried about Breece Hall like everybody else. Trade Rodgers, Laporta, and Swift and Trey Harris for James Cook. Why are y'all doing these kind of trades, Sonny G? Rodgers, Laporta, Swift. Is that Aaron Rodgers? Right? Am I tripping? For James Cook, Pitts, and Darnold? What kind of trades are y'all doing this offseason, bro? Rodgers and Darnold's a wash. Laporta and Pitts, I'd rather have Laporta. James Cook for Trey Harris and Swift. James Cook side smashes. Give me the Darnold, James Cook, and Pitts side. What running backs you like at a 2-3 turn? I love to get Taylor or Jacobs there. Most of the time you can. For whatever reason, you can't here on Sleeper, but I don't even mind taking James Cook up at the 3rd spot. Like, I think Breece Hall at the 3rd spot, like, I'm just not as concerned as some people are about those backs. Can you read all the comments or not? Yeah, but I got to start answering sub stuff only. 4th pick? Y'all want 4th pick 10-man league? 4th pick 10-man league? Can you do a mock where you talk about your thoughts and with other people in the draft? If you want, you can make a video so you won't get sniped. It's just easier for me to flow-wise talk about the draft because otherwise it takes hella long to get to the draft. Like, that's easy to me. I can go through, talk about the draft really quickly, what I'm thinking in that spot. But to go 45 minutes and talk about everybody else's picks is kind of tough because half the time that's not how most drafts go. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to go with what's available. So I feel like a long mock where I'm talking through it's a waste of time. I've done that before. It feels like it's a waste of time. Who'd you pick at 6 overall? One of the top 6, the best one that's left. The best of the top 6 that's left. Thoughts on Ted McMillan? I think he's being drafted too high right now. Not worried about the injury, though. Thoughts on Henderson? Is he overhyped? Absolutely, he's overhyped. A lot of players get overhyped. And I'm sure it'll be justified at somewhat, but for me, I would rather see him as like my RB3 than my RB2 heading into the season. Set a cool 7. That's all good, though. 7. All right, let's go to this other. I'm going to do a quick 10-team mock draft from the 4 spot. How many receivers? 2 or 3 receivers? 10-team. 2 receivers or 3 receivers? What do y'all want to see? 3 receivers, 2 receivers, 2 receivers. Y'all still playing in 2 receiver leagues? 2 receivers. MG don't spam. I see you. Chase. So mostly 2s. Hey, man, can you rate the team? I'm probably going to rate it at 8 out of 10, bro. I ain't going to hold you. 3. 2 with a flex. Let's do 2 with a flex. I see that coming in a lot. 2 with a flex. I'll add an extra bench spot on this one, too. This one will be fast. Maybe I'll get through another one. Everybody loves Bill, bruh. Ja'Cory, he's not even a starter right now. Why is he? I don't understand. Everybody loves him, but he's not the starter. Brian Robinson's still on the team. I'm going 2 receivers. Why am I at the 4 spot? I messed that up. Can I fix the order right here? Draft order. There we go. All right, so at the 4 spot here, in a PPR league, 2 receivers, I'm for sure going running back. And with Bijan Robinson gone, I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, the only other – I love Saquon Barkley, but he don't catch enough passes for me to have the same type of upside. Jahmyr Gibbs has the upside that I'm craving. So I think if Bijan's gone, the next pick I kind of want is Jahmyr Gibbs, especially with how he finished the year last year. He was averaging – I talk about Bijan averaging 30 a game. This year, Jahmyr Gibbs was on a 30-point-per-game pace over that last part of the season. So I went with Jahmyr Gibbs there. In a 10-team league, I'm also craving as much upside and as many outliers as possible. So Brian Thomas being here works perfectly with my strategy. Now, I could have taken Drake London there or maybe Jonathan Taylor, somebody else. But I want to grab as much league-winning potential here in the 10-team leagues. I am okay with taking more risk on a pick because what ends up happening is that everybody has stacked teams. So your bench is filled with Michael Pittmans and Stephon Diggs and Cooper Kupps and Emeka Egbukas and Matthew Golden's. You have stacked benches. So I think for me, I'm looking at, okay, how can I claim the most upside in a 10-team league? So that's why I went with Brian Thomas there. At the tight end spot, Trey McBride is intriguing because I think I can make up the difference for getting a tight end early. I'd be curious to see if George Kittle came back to me, but I am going to go with Trey McBride here because I think I can get good picks on the way back, especially with where Alvin Kamara falls, Devontae Adams falls. I like a lot of those next picks in that range. Some of the quarterbacks may fall, so I want to see what this looks like. I'm okay with going Trey McBride there. Now for me, y'all know I love Marv. Marv's an easy pick here. Even though I got Trey McBride, I don't mind it. I'm not going to stack it with Kyler, but I don't mind getting Marv here. I think Marv has top 5 upside. So for me, I am still craving the upside. I'm craving the outliers right now. Players I think can massively outproduce their ADP. Quarterback, I like Burrow, but I'm not going to take him there. Running back, I want to see who's left. I just missed out on Kamara. I probably should have took Kamara here instead, but I'm going to wait because I think there's a couple running backs. I'll be fine down there. This is a 2-receiver league, so I probably should have went. Be honest with you guys, I probably should have went Alvin Kamara here instead of Marvin Harrison. That was a bad job on my end for not looking that through. And I'm definitely not taking James Conner now with all the Cardinals that I have. I'm going to go Devontae Adams. Clearly now I'm in a pinch. I'm going to have to go running back coming up on these next picks or quarterback here very soon. But I kind of wish I would have got another running back up here. And it's all right, though. We'll see how it plays out. We will see how it plays out. Isaiah Pacheco's here. I do like Pacheco this year. So I also like Patrick Mahomes a lot at the value. And in a 10-team league, I want to get as much upside as possible. I skipped on the early quarterbacks. I'm going to go Mahomes here. A little earlier than I like taking him, but in this kind of format, I'm okay with getting an upside guy. unless there's some talent that fell. Like if there was some real talent that fell to me here, I probably, and if I had like a deeper bench, I probably would have just waited. For the sake of this, though, this is what we're doing. I'm going to go Tony Pollard here at my second running back. So I got Gibbs and Pollard at the running back position, Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Devontae Adams with Trey McBride and Patrick Mahomes. All right. Back on my next pick, I don't really have any position of concern. I've literally addressed every position in my starting lineup. So now it's what we call best player available, right? And I go to the receiver position. I'm looking. I really like Rome Odunze this year, even over Chris Olave. I'm going Rome here. I'm just going to keep stacking up. One thing I probably need to address in a more shallow format is the running backs, but there's probably going to be some starters on waivers as well. So I'm going to keep going elite receiver here. Jacoby Myers, Debo, Cooper Kupp. I'm going to go Debo here, especially with the Terry McLaurin stuff. We don't have the answer for that yet. I'm probably going to go running back here with my last two picks, especially since the computer took all the fucking running backs. So Jordan Mason, I like Jordan Mason not as much as everybody else, but I am going to take him here. And I'm going to follow up with another running back as well. Probably going to go Ramondre Stevenson here. So now, obviously like the running back position is going to be a weakness for me, but I think my receivers are a strength. I would have loved to get another running back where I got Marvin Harrison and just load it up on receiver later. But the team is here. Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Thomas, Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison, Devontae Adams, Patrick Mahomes, Tony Pollard, Rome Odunze, Debo Samuel, Jordan Mason, and Ramondre Stevenson. Gives me good, 4 backs to have. I also have the receiver upside that you kind of need to have. Got some good upside here. Got the outliers in McBride and Jahmyr Gibbs. And then I got some good upside here. So I wish I would have did a little bit better at the running back position. You can do better at the running back position. Maybe instead of taking McBride here, taking a running back. But overall, I think this is a decent squad. You guys like this one or no? I took McBride in the 3rd round in this draft. 3rd round, 10-team league. It was 10-team at the 4 spot. Rashee Rice worth drafting. I think Rashee Rice is probably more questionable than you want to have. No, just your picks like the draft that you did right now. So I could do that. It's just when I wait and go through, there's just a lot of dead parts. I'd have to go back and literally cut everything up. 2 receiver, 2 flex. I should have did 2 flex. People love the hype. Yes, everybody loves the hype and to feel good. That's portion of why my posts probably don't do as well as they should. When I talk good about a player, it tends to do well. When I talk bad about a player, I get a lot of hate. But I think you can't talk good about every player. Like, that's just not realistic in fantasy, Gibbs, BTJ for Diggs, JHEN, Nico in an 8-man league. Nico and BTJ wash. Gibbs for JHEN and Diggs. I probably would just keep BTJ and Gibbs in an 8-man league. Keep the upside. Taking CD at the 4, yeah. I would take CD at the 4. CD is my number 3 ranked player right now. Oh, I got CD. It's unconventional. I got CD over Chase, though. Will this live post after you're done streaming? Yes. Yes. I'll cut this up to make sure this video is separate. What do you think of DK Metcalf this year? I think DK Metcalf has hella upside touchdown-wise. I think he'll be a little inconsistent. Updated rankings coming tonight on the site and then in the draft guide tomorrow. $14-team league at the 105. Lamb and Barkley available. Who are you taking? CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb. Maybe in a 2 running back league, I'll take Barkley. I'm probably taking CeeDee Lamb still. And then addressing running back next. Even in a 14-team league. And then I'll just get like Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara in the next 2 rounds. I'm good with that. Just get elite, get Lamb, and then you can get whoever later. The running backs. I would just make sure to get 2 running backs in the next 3 rounds. JHEN injury news. Yeah, JHEN's dealing with a hamstring. I would not trade him. I would be slightly concerned. If you want to trade him, that's fine. Make sure you're getting at least a player of his caliber back in a deal. At least a player of his caliber back. Guys, make sure you follow the page. Drop a sub while you're here, man. We got a long way, a long 2.5 weeks. So over the next couple weeks, I will be doing more drafts, answering questions. I know a ton of questions are going in, and this will become a sub-only chat here very soon. I'm trying to keep it up, but y'all see the chat. Mixon thoughts. I think Mixon will be fine. I think where you're drafting him, you're getting really good value right now at like the 8th or 9th round. And unfortunately, it comes with the risk that he could miss the whole year. I don't think he misses the whole year, but I'm not a doctor. So until we get better diagnosis, I'm not overly concerned. Now that we're about 2.5 weeks until the season, he hasn't stepped on the practice field. I'm a little concerned he's going to be out for about 4 to 6 weeks, at least. So, but I think where he's going right now is fine. Think about it, like Rashee Rice is going top 5 or 6 rounds, and there's a chance he misses like 8 to 10 games. And then Jordan Addison's still going in the top 5, 6 rounds, and he's missing 3 for sure. So Brandon Ayuk is going at like right around where Joe Mixon's going. Why do they call him Bill? He said they call him Bill because he looks like Little Bill when he was a kid. That's what they said. I think it might have something to do with his last name, Krosky. That's kind of what I think, but rankings will be updated tonight on the website. Should I trade JHEN for JHEN? I'd rather have JHEN still, but it's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. Take a little bit of the risk away injury-wise. I'd rather have JHEN. And I think these are the kind of deals like if you drafted JHEN ahead of JHEN, don't panic and trade for JHEN. You know what I mean? Like, don't panic just because of a little injury news. Like, the season hasn't started yet. There's a chance. He played through injury last year and was just fine. When would you trade Travion in the 12 team? I'm thinking of getting him at the 4-10 if he's there. I probably am avoiding Travion Henderson. I would take him after I had 2 running backs, probably like 5th or 6th round. And that's purely for upside. How are we feeling about Tony Pollard? I think Pollard is straight. Like, Tony Pollard was good last year until he went down later in the year. I just think there's a chance we see more Spears this year than Pollard. But if Spears is still dealing with that high ankle to start the year, Tony Pollard's value is going to be way up. What about JHEN for Derrick Henry? I still would rather have JHEN, but it's close. Like, that's a cleaner swap to me than JHEN. I think Derrick Henry is – I don't know why Derrick Henry is going after Ashton JHEN. Does that make sense to y'all? That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me. Why is Ashton JHEN going ahead of Derrick Henry? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? 7.5 just because the running back's not taking AK. So it would have been better if I would have took Alvin Kamara. I'm not mad at that. Anybody have a reason for taking JHEN over Derrick Henry? It doesn't make sense to me. Who do I take at the 104? Who do I take at the 1? If this is your first time following me, make sure you guys drop a follow. I got hella videos up too. And you can find all my rankings on JHEN Fantasy. You can find my rankings and my draft guide on here on JHEN Fantasy. Just because the upside, I can see that. But what's JHEN's upside, right? JHEN's upside, say he hits, 1,500 yards and like 10 touchdowns? Would you say that's like a great season? 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns? That'd be a great season for JHEN, right? If you're talking upside? Yes or no? You think that'd be a great season? What do you think about, Joseph, appreciate you subbing, dog. What do you think about taking Gibbs, Bowers, Allen for the first 3 rounds? I think you're going to be significantly hurt at the running back and wide receiver position later on. I think trying to take both quarterback and tight end, your lineup is going to be crazy weak later on. JHEN more value? Obviously, yes, right? So 1,510 would be great. 1,510, I think that'd be a great season. Like, that's the outlier season for JHEN. Derrick Henry had 1,900 yards and 16 touchdowns last year. So why is he going over? Derrick Henry had 1,900 yards and 16 touchdowns last year. And 1,510 is great for Ashton JHEN. Why is he going over Derrick Henry? Behind a worst offensive line with, like, he's a rookie. First of all, the offense is going to be mid at best, and we're taking him over Derrick Henry. That makes 0 sense to me. 0 cents. Derrick Henry should be better than, like, you got to take Henry over Ashton Jeanty. It's not even like a debate. It's not a debate. Did I miss the conversation on Krosky? Yeah, I think he's weight on him. Like, if you've already drafted, pick him up. But why are we trading for him at like RB2 levels? He's not the starter yet. Brian Robinson's still there. Austin Eckler's still there. Chris Rodriguez played ahead of him, and Jeremy McNichols is still there. Is it a full-on committee? Great for the people that know ball. Shiny new toy, yes. 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 Jeanty is the shiny new toy. That's exactly what it is. People post all day that rookie RBs always go off and Henry is old. Literally, that's what it is. That's what it is. People see age and they think old means bad, new means good. And that's not always how it works out. It's not. And I think it's one of the things that hurts people, young fantasy players. They go and they watch like a lot of these quick videos without getting a lot of like context behind it. And they think, okay, these are the players I should draft because they're new. I don't know as much about them. And I think that kind of hurts fantasy players. Honestly, I think it hurts people. It works out a lot of times. Like in the end, you could be like RJ Harvey. He was an RB2 down the stretch. So you always have kind of this out, but then you're missing the playoffs. But then you would have had such better talent at a different position instead of taking RJ Harvey. I just think, I don't know, man. I play fantasy different. I play fantasy to win, not to give views. Honest thoughts on Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill, he's become more risky because he's not on the field right now. He's dealing with an oblique injury. And I want to see Tyreek Hill hit the field, man, like next week. So I don't know. I have some concerns. They're saying there's chemistry issues with him and Tua right now. Jalen Waddle's kind of overtaking him as the one. I don't want to go so far to think that he's dropped from the number one receiver spot, but I do think maybe his ceiling's a little bit more limited than I thought with JHEN taking a bigger workload. The only thing is, I thought like with Jonnu gone, this was going to open things up for both receivers. I got to see Tyreek on the field. I'm slightly concerned. If he's on the field week one, he's still a top 7 to 10 receiver for me. How much is the draft guide? You can find all the pricing here. I got a starter kit, which is like for 8 to 10 team leagues, an advanced kit for advanced players, and then the draft playbook is a combination of both. You think Waddle's good for fantasy? Absolutely, I do. Was disappointed in the other guy you were streaming with on VR. Yeah, Prabat's pretty good, man. He's good. He plays fantasy a little different. We've been playing. Both of us have been playing for a while, and he wins. I'll say he wins. He's competitive. I think his rankings were a little off today. He said that he gave him the rankings and they messed up his rankings, but yeah, Prabat's cool. Prabat's cool. He knows his shit. You'll see him a lot more on here too. Can you help me draft? Yeah, get the draft guide. Draft guide will help you. I promise you it'll help you. SF Fit, what's popping, bro? I might win one day. I might win a league one day. Maybe. Rank these quarterbacks. Am I going to get a different comment from you, SF Fit? Am I going to get a different comment for you, or is that all we doing? Drake may finish top 10. He's got to pass a lot of quarterbacks, bro. He's got to pass a lot of quarterbacks, man. Appreciate you, Juice. Let me know what you think about it, too, if you get it. If you get it right now, let me know what you think about it. I think he's got a lot. I think Drake May has too many quarterbacks to pass to be top 10. Rank these quarterbacks: May, Dak, Fields. I got it in that order. I got Dak. I got Fields. I still got Fields over Dak for the rushing upside. He'll be a little bit more inconsistent. But Fields, Dak, then May. That's how I got it. Fields, Dak, then May. Just found out I have the last pick. Who should I be targeting? It's a good cluster of like 10 players. Excuse me, of like 10 players you can get. So like Brian Thomas, JHEN, CMC sometimes falls down there. Nico, Malik, Puka, Derrick Henry, Drake London, AJ Brown. There's a lot of good talent. Jonathan Taylor belongs in that conversation as well. A lot of good talent. How high would you draft Ibuka? Probably around like wide receiver 30-ish. Somewhere in that range. What do you think about JHEN now? He's still hella high upside. Hella high upside. Hey, my girlfriend's in the league with me. She wants Saquon or Puka. What would you suggest? Saquon all day. Saquon. Not close. Saquon. You got the 105. Is that the worst spot? Nah, I think later in the draft is harder because at least you get an elite player at 105. Highest round for Travion? I'm probably not taking Travion. Probably like 5 or 6. Around 5 or 6. Which side? Kamara, Pickens, Pacheco for Jettas and James Cook. Jettas and James Cook for Kamara, Pickens, and Pacheco. Give me the Jettas and James Cook side all day. Who are some receivers in the middle rounds that you're avoiding? Ted McMillan at cost right now I'm avoiding. I haven't drafted a lot of Cortland Sutton right now. I'm avoiding Cortland Sutton. Not avoiding. I just haven't drafted a lot of them. I think there's better upside options. Zay Flowers, I'm not taking Zay Flowers at all. DJ Moore, I'm not taking DJ Moore at all. Can't think of any others right off the top of my head. Where do you feel good taking Bowers? Top of the 3rd round. If you want to take Brock Bowers and you really want to take him like top of the 3rd round. JCM, highest you should be taking JCM. If you're drafting today, I mean, he should be like your RB4. He should not be like, think about it. It's not a rip and replace for Brian Robinson. We don't know that. Brian Robinson is still on the roster. What if they trade for a running back? What if it's a running back for running back deal? Right? Austin Eckler is still on the team. What if he's the starter and JCM's the backup? Chris Rodriguez was the first one to come into the game. And typically that's a sign, especially in week 2, week 3, that's a sign of like who's the starters. So Chris Rodriguez, if he's playing over JCM, he was a 6th-round pick last year and has been with the team, knows the offense. I don't know. Maybe JCM is just like an 8 to 12 carry guy, short yardage situations. Does he know pass pro? Is he ready to go in the game? Like, there's a lot of questions we have. He could be good. I'm not saying that, but to take him, I've seen him going like the RB2, RB3 range. Wild. Does Nick Chubb stay RB1? If Mixon's gone, he will. Depends. Dameon Pierce is probably going to split work with him, would be my guess. Him and Pierce. If Pierce gets back, I think Pierce is back on the field. They'll split work. Who are some vets late round you're targeting? Michael Pittman. I don't know how many times I got to say it. Michael Pittman. Prabat is that guy. Yeah, Prabat's the man, bro. Can't be talking slick about my boy. Favorite tight end that goes after Ingram? Tyler Warren, Kyle Pitts, Dallas Goedert's cool. Tucker Kraft's cool. Brenton Strange is cool. There's a lot of cool tight ends after Ingram. That's like the last of the elite. Deshaun Watson or Justin Tucker is crazy. Fading Cup? Hell no. I love Cooper Kupp this year. How early is too early for Chase Brown? Nothing's too early in fantasy. You could take him one-on-one, and I can see a world where that pans out. You got to get your guys. And, you know, we have ADP, and you got my rankings, and I'm telling you who to draft and who not to draft. But, like, at the end of the day, if you want a player, just grab him. Just get that player. I would take Chase Brown, like, top of the 3rd round. That's about where I would take Chase Brown. I think there's some other running backs I have ahead of him. Gibbs worth the 4th pick? Absolutely. Absolutely. Genty or Chase Brown? Give me Genty over Chase Brown. Slightly. They do different things. Only reason I can say Chase Brown is he's tied to a better offense. It's just Genty is going to be a main focal point of the offense. Whereas Chase Brown's the 3rd option in the offense. That's not an end-all, be-all, but that's typically how I do it. Ricky or Ibuka? I go with Ibuka. Ibuka. Drafted at the 5 spot. Bijan, JT, BTJ, T. Good job. This is a great team. Good job. I like it, Spencer. I like it. I like it a lot. Is round 9 good for JCM? It's too high, bro. That's too high. Just because a player is a new player doesn't mean you have to draft them early. It doesn't mean they're all league winners. Be careful with that, guys. Careful with that. You take J-Mo over Pickens, Sutton, Ted, and the rest of the receivers that go there. In the right situation, yeah. Most of the time, I'm taking J-Mo over the rest of the receivers you have. Devontae Smith is a question mark. If I go more upside, I probably would take Devontae Smith, maybe even Pickens. But if not, I'm going J-Mo. JHEN or Genty? I got JHEN over Genty. Genty or Hampton in the Dynasty League? Genty. Charbonnet overtake Walker? I don't see it. I don't see it. Not yet. Any situation where you would reach for McBride in the 3rd round, Brockers being kept? Yeah, I can see it back into the 3rd. Back into the 3rd. What receivers you like at the 3rd, 4th turn? Harrison, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. Those are the main three. Worthy's a little too early at the turn. Mike, I like Mike at the turn. Not really a big JSN guy. JHEN the GOAT. JHEN. You got J-Mo over Pickens? Yeah. I like J-Mo a lot, bro. But listen, hey, it's been real. I'm going to get off right now, man. I was on a little bit earlier today. You guys can catch me tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow, probably in the morning sometime, going over another mock draft and then also answering more questions. I know there's a bunch coming in, a bunch of questions coming in, but I want to be able to answer them tomorrow, okay? If you guys have comments, leave comments on my videos. Like the videos and drop a comment. I'll try to answer some in there as well. If you want a sneak peek, go to the YouTube, JHEN Fantasy. Ask me questions on there. I get to those a little bit early too, all right? I appreciate you guys. Much love. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.